Son Goku, Sonic the Hedgehog, two of the biggest names in all of fiction, two great heroes. And with great heroes come great villains. Dr. Gero, Dr. Eggman, they both created an organism capable of matching or even possibly surpassing the hero. Perfect Cell, Metal Sonic, but not as you know them. Arguably the most powerful versions of them to date. How powerful did Cell get in Dragon Ball Heroes when he fused with the Dark Dragon Ball? And how powerful did Metal Sonic get when he fused himself with the Master Emerald? We'll find out today on Who Would Win. And joining me once again is Mega Cobalt. So Mega, are you ready to finally put this to rest?
I am ready, Freddy, or maybe Sonic-y, or, well, whatever.
So ladies and gentlemen, I know what you're all thinking, and I know what you're all possibly asking. How powerful can Metal Sonic be from IDW? How much stronger could he have gotten? He's only planetary, right? Because the comics are just standalones. Oh, you simple-minded fools. All of you want to just keep denying it, don't you? But at this point, it's pretty much the truth. IDW is canon. That's right, remember that big message I said in the last video I was gonna make? That's it. I'm finally on board, and I'm finally saying it, and I'm standing my ground. I don't care what none of you say in the comments. IDW is canon to the game universe. So, strap yourselves in, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm taking what I said from the last video, and I'm upgrading Metal Sonic to the fucking maximum I can put. So, does this version of Cell stand up to this version of Metal Sonic, who's already more powerful than the last Metal Sonic, who trounced the regular Cell? We'll find out in this video, in this edition of Who Would Win. Now I know you're thinking, what about the origin stories? Well, for Metal Sonic, nothing changes, but for Cell, not much changes other than the fact it's just Cell from Dragon Ball Z given a new source of power. And that's all you really need to know. I'm not even joking, it's just Cell from the original DBZ timeline given a Dark Dragon Ball to give him not only a stronger perfect form, but a mutated form called Cell X. So how much stronger is Cell X from Dragon Ball Heroes? Does he stand a chance against IDW Metal Sonic? Well, I'm going to talk about the Dragon Ball side, and Mega's going to talk about the Sonic side. Are you ready?
Ready.
As always, we always start with strength, but before I do, a little addendum I must bring up. Cell's appearance throughout the anime side of Dragon Ball Heroes, we're not sure where he shows up in the story side of the game, but we're led to believe his first appearance and possibly only appearance is in episode 15 out of 56 during the Big Bang mission. Given the power of the Dark Dragon Ball, it mutates him into Cell X. Now, how powerful did he become? Well, there's the problem with this. You could either say he only got a bit stronger because it's just Cell from Dragon Ball Z with a power boost, so you could say he's finally proper galactic level, but given the fact that another 41 to 42 episodes later, Goku gets to possible out-of-versal scaling, and Goku did temporarily fight Cell alongside with Vegeta and the player character known as Beat. So it depends on how you want to scale him. You could say he's multiverse level, you could say he's hyperversal, you could even put him at out-of-versal if you want to be the absolute wankatouch, but I don't wank characters. I do proper scaling. And seeing how he got beaten by base form Xeno Vegeta with a Final Flash, and both base form Vegeta and Goku become a lot stronger, and we know how much stronger Dragon Ball characters can get in the span of only a couple of episodes, the best I can give Cell is maybe anywhere between hyperversal to transversal level. He could be a lot weaker, there's a chance he could be stronger, but that's the best I could probably give him. There's a lot of debate around it, but that's the absolute best I can give him in terms of raw strength and power. Now, of course, his powers and abilities don't really change that much, other than the fact that now in this mutated state he's a little bit more durable than he was before. I don't know if he has any unique abilities, but given the fact that he now looks like a gigantic bug, I wouldn't put it past him if he could like lay an egg or something. Ugh. In terms of speed, seeing how he was matching base Xeno Vegeta and base Goku, he can scale up to immeasurable because the two of them already surpassed the boundaries of time, and if you surpass time, you get immeasurable speed. That's just, logic. So this Cell is a lot faster than the previous one. Martial arts, same as always, he just knows all the best ones, like the canon version. He again is just probably a lot more durable than before, but he might have the same weakness of atomic level attacks. But similar how he has possible transversal level powers and abilities, it might take a really strong attack to take him down, but nonetheless, something beyond the atomic level will probably vaporize him as per usual. Nothing really changed with his powers and abilities other than the fact that he learned to do the Final Flash apparently. Don't know how that works, but you know, whatever. So that's the absolute maximum we can put him. Anywhere between hyperversal and transversal. Not much changed on his regular abilities other than a few new ones additioned. And he just got a lot faster, and that's about it. I know, not a lot to go off, but unfortunately he wasn't in it that long, so there's not much to go off anyway. But there's a lot to dig into for Metal Sonic. So Mega, tell us, what changed between Free Riders and the IDW comics?
Well, first off, the IDW comics takes place right after Forces. Around that point in time, Infinite was actually the strongest character that Sonic has ever fought. He defeated him the first time, but when Sonic came back, he made Infinite struggle. Then he defeated him all by himself. Well, with a little bit of help of the Avatar character, Rookie, that's the name I'm looking for. Then we get the quote-unquote Death Egg that ended up having the power of the Phantom Ruby itself, which took about 3 people to totally defeat. Classic Sonic, Modern Sonic, and Rookie. After that defeat, Eggman has totally disappeared. Now we're going to move up right into the Metal Sonic stuff. Metal Sonic, well, this time he's not going rogue like he kind of is, but at the same time he's not betraying his creator this time. This time he's trying to fulfill Eggman's dream and trying to look for him. So when Sonic shows up and only knew who this was, Metal Sonic started to fight, and he wailed on Sonic. And keep in mind, this is the Sonic around this point fought Infinite, fought Solaris, even as base form, gave Dark Gaia himself some damage just by hitting him in the eye several times. And we have Metal Sonic here just embarrassing Sonic, swinging him around like he's nothing. It took a whole escape attempt for him to get away. So now we're going to skip ahead here and go straight into, well, Metal Sonic took over Angel Island, where we see the team, the Resistance, go over there and try to fight Metal Sonic. Metal Sonic took over Angel Island, and Blaze joined them. Now, Blaze could have used her Soul Emeralds to put a stop to Metal Sonic, period, but there was a high risk that the Master Emerald itself could have neutralized the Soul Emeralds, just as it could for the Chaos Emeralds, so they did not want to take that risk. Now, for Metal Sonic's power and abilities, he has now taken over Angel Island and using the power of the Master Emeralds, and seems to really give Knuckles and Sonic one hell of a showdown. They couldn't get past him to even reach the Master Emerald, which again, around this point, Sonic has, he's gone past infinite speed, and yet Metal Sonic is able to stop him from even getting past him. Then we have, Metal Sonic going full transformation after copying Shao's bio data into Master Overlord. And this took, 12 people to take him down. He gave everyone a run for their money. Blaze, Knuckles, Shadow, Silver, Sonic, and they're supposed to be the strongest as characters in this team. Luckily, his one weakness was to, pop out the Master Emerald out of his crotch. Though they call it a chest. I don't think that's a chest.
There's some dramatic irony. Both these guys get a huge power boost from a gem inside of them.
Not sure there's much more I can go into, but what do you think about this?
Well, with that knowledge in mind, we can scale Metal Sonic anywhere from high transversal level, making him obviously stronger than he was in Free Riders when I originally scaled him, to possibly omniversal level. Oh yeah, by the way, a little addendum I have to make based on recent studies about power scaling. I might have gotten Sonic wrong in Sonic vs. Mario. He's not omniversal, there's a chance Sonic is outerversal, or he's somewhere in between those numbers. I'm not fully sure, I'll have to do some recalculations and see just how true it is, but yeah, Sonic would still scale a lot higher. The absolute maximum I could probably say for Metal Sonic, at least in terms of his raw potential power is low omniversal, given the fact that there have been possible omniversal scalings from Eraser Jin combining his multiverse with Sonic's multiverse, Melina the Mage trying to create a perfect time frame, Infinite surpassing both of them, being the strongest person at that point in time, and Metal Sonic surpassed him. There's a lot of surpassing, isn't there?
Something I want to bring up real quick is that, well, during this time, when he's going to the timeline, Shadow himself has already defeated the Metal Overlord in Shadow Generations, and yet he struggles against Master Overlord.
Well, in fairness, that version of Metal Overlord was from the hero's time frame. It's not the same Metal Sonic.
True.
Now, as in terms of speed, since Sonic pretty much breaks the very boundaries of how speed works, and Metal Sonic can keep up with him to a pretty decent degree, his speed would also be irrelevant. And with the fact that he has the Chaos Control, which can pretty much stop time altogether, he also has immeasurable speed bare minimum, which would also boost up his durability. His powers and abilities don't change much other than the fact that, yeah, his biodata copying, yeah, it's not just a one-off thing we see every now and then. No, this comic book makes it apparent that this is a very powerful ability, because as soon as he scans Shadow, boom, he's stronger. Even though Shadow managed to actually sneak attack him. Pretty impressive for Shadow, I'm not gonna lie.
You know, unfortunately, that's all he needed to transform into Master Overlord.
So, with all this knowledge in hand, who wins this fight? Well, it just really depends on how you actually scale both characters. Because there's a lot of back and forth debate on both sides of how strong these two actually are, we can't really know for sure. Some people try to put the Sonic world at only multiversal because apparently no one thinks Sonic gets beyond 4D, which I don't know fucking how. They got beyond that already in Sonic CD, for Christ's sake. Like, seriously, why are there people that constantly downplay Sonic? Are they literally that embarrassed by a blue hedgehog that can defeat some characters from fucking comic books?
Not to mention, and like the TF symbols themselves seem to be fourth dimensional, because they seem to exist through all timelines.
So again, it does depend, but given all the scalings I managed to try and figure out, you're either looking at a galactic level cell or a possible multiversal to transversal level cell, but bare minimum you're looking at a transversal level Metal Sonic or a low level omniversal Metal Sonic, which based on raw power alone would put Metal Sonic above Cell regardless. And sure, you could say Cell can possibly break through Chaos Control since the Dragon Ball characters are faster than time, but I don't know how much the time stop abilities in Dragon Ball are comparable to the time stop abilities in Sonic. You could say they're somewhat comparable, but that's comparing apples to oranges at that point.
Yeah.
But even if you were to debate Cell could break through the Chaos Control, yeah, it doesn't matter. Metal Sonic is literally a tier above in terms of raw speed.
That already knows, like literally comparing a dragon to a bug.
Quite very literally. Also, even if Metal doesn't turn into Master Overlord, he doesn't really need to, because Super Neo Metal Sonic is pretty much unbeatable, because, well, what's the one ability he got that was pretty much pointed out when he turned into Master Overlord? They said he was no longer invulnerable, meaning his super form, or super state as Sonic put it, proven that's not a true super form, but even if it is a super state, bare minimum he's getting at least a 100 times power boost.
Even Sonic said, thank goodness he's not in his super state anymore.
Yep, but even with a super state, even if it's not the same as a super form, it bare minimum makes someone invulnerable. So you have Metal Sonic with a possible invulnerable durability, pretty much unmatchable speed, possible omniversal scaling power, and the ability to copy biodata. Even if he can't copy Cell's, energy, which is key, like I stated last time, he could just copy his abilities and replicate them through Chaos, which isn't impossible, because what does Chaos do? Brings imagination to life. And with the fact that he uses the Master Emerald as his power source, yeah, he's pretty much got the ultimate power source in the palm of his hands. No joke, the Master Emerald is consistently called the ultimate power source. It has infinite power. So he has infinite power, unmatchable speed, omniversal level scaling, invulnerable body, the ability to copy Cell's abilities on top of the ones he already fucking has. So I can't believe I'm saying this. I don't think there's any version of Cell that can beat him. This Metal Sonic is OP as shit. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we've missed something. I'm not sure. What do you guys think in the comments? Let us know, because I am curious to see what you guys think. And with that being said, hopefully this video gets uploaded before Redbubble talks about this fight themselves, and we, well, see what results they come to.
Yeah, no Redbubble, that was unpredictable.
But we thank you all for supporting me and us on this journey, because I'm not just DB Sonic, you are all DB Sonic. We are DB Sonic. We are the Dragon Ball Sonic fans. But with that corny cheesiness out of the way, thank you all for watching this video. If you liked it, like, comment, subscribe, click the notification gong, leave suggestions in the comments below, I beg you, for any video battles you want to see me do next. I think I'm going to take a break now from talking about Cell vs Metal Sonic. I might eventually talk about Archie Metal Sonic just as a bit of extra fun, but I don't know if it'll be happening anytime soon. But look forward to future videos. Anything you want to say, Mega?
Well, other than my own catchphrase at the end of this. Yeah, this was a lot of fun to do. You guys just sub to DB Sonic. He does awesome scaling. And sub to my channel. I have 2 channels, and one I down to upload a whole ranting, and one I do is mostly do voice action.
Well, stay tuned for that, ladies and gentlemen. All links, of course, are in the description. But with that being said, stay awesome, and as always, a Dragon Fist. Hiya!
And ignite that spark.